What's up, my comic book aficionados? It's your boy J-Rock. Today I'm gonna be hitting you with a haul video. A lot of hardcovers came in during the month of December. I just didn't get around to recording a haul video, right? Because there was a lot of sales because of the holidays, and I was like, you know what, all this stuff on my wish list, if it's on sale, I'm buying it. Even though I bought more than I wanted to, I want to pace myself and buy them slowly, right? But I was like, in the long run, I'm gonna be spending more because they're cheaper right now. So I just went ahead and bought everything I saw at a good discount, right? So yeah, let's start with this one right here. This is Magic the Gathering, Book 2, the deluxe edition. Read Book 1 earlier this year. Enjoyed it enough where I wish to continue the story. So it's just 2 books. The second one should be the end of the story. So cool to collect. It's not a lot of obligation. It's just 2 books. Not a lot of commitment there. And they're very nicely designed. I mean, look at this. Look at all that foil right there. Man, that looks real nice. It's you could tell a lot of modern care went into this, into the design. You know, they wanted to make it like a big deal. Look at, man, why can't the big 2 do some of this, right? So yeah, it's by Boom Studios. The spine is a little bit blah, you know, a little bit simplistic, but other than that, I do like the cover with the foil and everything. I wish to see more books like this in the future. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Let's flip through some of the pages real quick. All right, so red inner covers. Says Magic the Gathering, Book 2. Now, these usually they come out in like 80-page, 60-page hardcovers. And this is 500 pages. So that's quite a few of those hardcovers that they put into one book. So that's awesome. Some of the art. Don't let the art turn you off just based on this video, because when I first saw it, I was like, it looks kind of digital, like I don't know how I feel about that. Once you actually read it, it has a kind of an anime feel to it as well. Just give it some time. I thought I wasn't gonna enjoy it because of the art, but after a few issues in, you know, it grew on me. I was like, you know what, I could get behind this. It's all right. Like I grew to enjoy the art. So again, give it a chance, and you know, maybe buy one of the trade paperbacks or something. It is something different. It's like mixed media almost. Like it's digital, but then it's also like a cartoonish almost. Like again, like the Japanese cartoons, like anime. It's a lot of that type of feel to it. And then sometimes the colors almost look like painted, and then sometimes they just look digital, like at a computer screen, right? So yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's Magic the Gathering. If you're familiar with it, it's high fantasy. This one brought an interesting world. Yes, it's still high fantasy world, but it was a little different because there's technology. Like the dragons are robots and stuff like that. So that was, you know, something I haven't seen. And because usually in fantasy, it's way in the past, right? So they don't have technology from the future. So that was kind of a little twist, something different. This guy made a really good villain. So I really like this character. He was very well developed and stuff. So yeah, let's check out the other books. All right, the next book I got, this one I was stoked for, is Excalibur, Volume 3. I really enjoy the material in here. This is not the cover I wanted, but this cover was on sale for like 50 bucks. This book normally, it's a $150 cover price, so that's 66% off. But even on your online websites, it's usually about 95, 93, somewhere around there. So when I saw it at 50, I was like, oh, hell yeah. It wasn't the cover I wanted. It wasn't the dust jacket I preferred. But I was like, shit, for 50 bucks, you know, I don't care. I don't care which dust jacket. Neither one is like that great anyways, right? So this has some really good stuff in here. This one is like super chunky. I mean, look at how thick this book is. I wish it was a little bit thinner. But oh well, it is what it is. I'm usually not a fan of books this big. It's like about 1,300 pages. I prefer it around 1,000 or less, but oh well, it is what it is. And here's the material you get. You will get the miniseries, Pride and Wisdom. So Kitty Pryde is dating this guy named Wisdom, and a lot of this is written by Warren Ellis. So I thought some people were like against that relationship because he's older than her, but I thought it was really well written, and I really liked them as a couple. I like them as a couple a lot more than I like Kitty Pryde and Colossus as a couple. I could never get behind that. But yeah, I'm stoked to get this one. I'm not gonna open it right now, but yeah, it was a great deal. I had to go ahead and hop on it. These next 2 books, I got them on the Facebook group, Omnibus Cafe. Go ahead and check it out if you haven't joined that group. It's a great place to talk to other collectors. It's mainly hardcover collectors. So if that's your thing and you're watching this video, you probably collect hardcovers, right? That's a great place to talk about hardcovers, omnibuses, and to buy and sell as well. So yeah, I got this in the group for 10 bucks. I've been holding off on buying this, The Last Ronin. But at 10 bucks, I was like, oh yeah, let me get on that. I think it's normally like 17. So got about half the price. I had been procrastinating on this because I heard it's not part of the continuity. So I was like, it's not like a must-have then. But everybody says it's like the top-selling graphic novel, the most popular comic book. So I was like, I have to eventually get it, right? Here's some of the art. I know this is set in the future, right? There's only gonna be one Ninja Turtle left. So yeah, there's some of the art. Ooh, some old school Kevin Eastman style art. Nice, I didn't know there was some of this in here. That was pretty cool. That caught me by surprise. I think this is April Neal, just old and more jaded. Okay, so yeah, I got this for 10 bucks. And I got this one, The Last Ronin, The Lost Years, also for 10 bucks. They gave me both for 20, so that was a killer deal, man. That includes shipping and everything. And these books are, when you buy in the group, we're all collectors, so most of our books are like new. We take good care of them. So these are no exception. They're like new. I have not read these. I guess in chronological order, they would fit anywhere because I don't think they're part of continuity. So yeah, I can't wait to read some of this stuff. Some of the art. Very interesting. It's like we're talking about Michelangelo. I don't know if this one connects with The Last Ronin or if it's just its own separate thing. But yeah, the art looks pretty cool. I can't wait to read this later this year. I've been having this book on my wish list since it got released. So that's a bit, I don't know, 4 or 5 months. I've been having it on there and I've been just like, I'm not going to buy it yet. I'm not going to buy it yet. I'm just hoping the price drops and then I'll strike because this was a total blind buy. I'm not familiar with this series, Mystic, but I know it was the whole series in one omnibus. So that kind of grabbed my attention. And I was seeing that it's written by Tony Bedard. I recently read some of his Catwoman. I enjoyed it. So I was like, I wonder how this Mystique book is, right? So finally, during the holidays on Instock trades, it went down to 54 bucks. And I was like, all right, 54, I can work with it. It was normally, I think, 77. And I was like, nah, it's too high. I'm not buying it unless it eventually drops in price, right? So 54 was a decent deal. Again, not familiar with the story at all. I'm not going to open this one right now either. I went with this cover because it has this spine. I really like the way this looks. She almost looks like a gypsy or something right here, right? So yeah, I went with this one and with this cover. The other cover was nice too, but there was really no bad choice. Both covers were solid. So this is the issues that are going to be in here. Can't wait to dig into this because this is going to be all fresh and total surprise. Anything that happens here, I don't even know what this world is. Is it sci-fi? Is it fantasy? Is it superhero? You know what I mean? Although she looks like a gypsy, so I'm thinking it's gonna be like magical, and her name is Mystique, Next book I also got this in the Facebook group. It's Blackest Night Omnibus. So I got this for 50 bucks. I thought, it seems like a pretty good price considering, how big the book is and everything. Okay, that thing is huge. Huge brick, man. So it's a very popular DC storyline, Blackest Night. I don't collect a lot of DC. So we'll see. I kind of was like, after I bought it, I was like, why the hell did I even buy this? But everybody says it's a good story. So I was like, let's see how it is. Because when books are this thick, they're automatically off my list. I don't buy them. I really wanted the Aquaman by Peter David. But just because of the size of it, I was like, nope, that's a skip. Have to draw the line somewhere, right? You have to make some rules for yourself so you don't just buy every omnibus out there, right? So that was one of my rules I set for myself. And this one, just because it was so cheap, I decided to go ahead and buy it. But I'm not a fan of these big, thick books. And in general, I'm not a fan of like space and sci-fi, stuff like that. Outside of maybe Star Wars, I do enjoy Star Wars. That's about it. So yeah, this is some of the art, and since the book is so thick, of course you're gonna get, decent amount of gutter loss. So I think these are a lot of little mini-series that lead into the Blackest Night, which I believe the Blackest Night is like a zombie story where everybody comes back from the dead. That's a nice cover. So yeah, if you guys have read this before, I know it was real popular when it came out. So if you guys have read this, let me know what you guys thought about it. Is it a solid read? What about this omnibus? The way the miniseries are mapped in here and stuff, is that did you find it a pleasant read if you own the omnibus, or were they all over the place, or was it a cash grab, or you know? Because that's kind of what was going through my head. I was like, what about if you don't even need all these miniseries? Just 2 or 3 of the important ones are probably already in the Green Lantern book. Like, that's kind of what I was thinking. And I was like, I don't think any of these are even gonna connect. But we'll see. The art, most of these artists look solid, man. So at least we're gonna have some nice art. This next book I got from Amazon. So this is Nick Spencer's Spider-Man Volume 2, the Omnibus. I've been having it on my wish list for quite a while. This came out, I mean, I don't know, what, 6 months ago? Like, it came out a long time ago. It's just been on my wish list. I do have Volume 1. I have not read it. I know nothing about the series. So I was willing to buy Volume 2, but I didn't know this was a $150 book. So it sells on Instock Trades, which is the cheapest place I could find it. It goes for $93, I believe. With tax, it's $100. So I was like, whoa, I didn't know Volume 2 was a $100 book. You know what I mean? I thought it was going to be your regular $77 or $65 or whatever, like Volume 1. So once I saw that price tag, I was like, yeah, I go, you know what? I'm just going to leave it on the wish list. I go, but for now it's a pass because I got to at least read Volume 1 to see if I even like it enough to drop a scene on it. You know what I mean? I've been sitting there for quite a while, and Amazon, on their Christmas sale during December and I think November as well, they had this bad boy for like $65. So at $65, I was like, oh, hell yeah, I can do that. And on Amazon, you don't really get to pick the covers. So luckily, this is the cover they gave me. This is the standard cover, and this is the one I wanted. This was my favorite out of the 3 covers they had. So that was, pretty cool. This is a chunky book. Just borderline. Look at how big it is. I think it's 1,300 pages, but luckily Marvel does give you thinner pages, so the book doesn't look so huge. But this is borderline like a skip for me. Once they start getting to this size, I have to start thinking if I actually want to buy it or not, right? Look at that. Nice artwork on the cover. It's like a matte finish. It's not glossy. That was interesting right there as well. Check out some of the art. We got Sin Eater here. I am not familiar with this run whatsoever, but I do have the 2 omnibuses now. And I know I also had the 2 Nick Spencer Captain America omnibuses. So I know he's like a hot commodity the last 5 years or so. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see if for me to read them myself and see what I think about it. I like to read in chronological order most of the time. So I'm stuck reading a lot of 80s and 90s stuff. This is more modern, so I do want to start skipping ahead once in a while and just reading stuff that's more modern. So these 2 Nick Spencer Spider-Man books, Spider-Man I don't read in chronological order. So I might go ahead and skip to these 2 Nick Spencer ones sometimes this year. This is the art, pretty interesting. Again, like I said, I know nothing about the story whatsoever. I don't hear any talk about these 2 omnibuses, which makes me think if this run isn't so popular, why did they make a $150 book? You know what I mean? Like, I know that JMS run, everybody raves about that one. I do own the 2 books of JMS Spider-Man, but I haven't got around to reading them either. So yeah, Spider-Man, like I said, is not something I'm gonna read in chronological order. I'll just read wherever, and this will be something good for me to read something more modern, right? Instead of just being stuck in a bunch of the old back issues. I mean, it's still old. This run came out like 3 or 4 years ago, I believe. But, it's still in the 2020s at least. It's not like 1993 or something. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Just flipping through the pages, checking out some of the art. Looks like Green Goblin's going to be here. Oh, there's a nice page right there. Sin Eater. So, yeah. Can't wait to dig into this one. I do like Spider-Man as a character, but I don't plan on collecting every single Spider-Man book. The only ones I really do that with are like X-Men, Wolverine, Conan. So yeah, let's vote for this book as well. This is DC, but DC Black Label. I don't even think Black Label exists anymore. I think it went back to being Vertigo. I mean, DC, make up your mind, right? Like, so it says Black Label here. Then I think they're gonna go back to putting Vertigo on the spine. So whatever. Anyways, if you nitpick about the spines and logos when they move them from the top to the bottom, this color, that color, you're gonna drive yourself insane because these companies are constantly moving things around, right? So I just try not to even worry about that anymore. So yeah, it's Scalped. I hear good things about this run. This is the spine. This is the back. And this book is 75 bucks for about 700 pages. Man, I wish all omnibuses were 700 pages, 75 bucks, or even like 600 pages, right? And 75 bucks, perfect. Somewhere, that's like a sweet spot right there. It's not too heavy. It's not too big. Look at it, too wield. I think this paper is even lighter. It feels lighter. So yeah, I can't wait to dig into this one as well. I wish they would make 2 Transmetropolitan omnibuses like this size, and 2 you'll fit the whole run. Same with Scalped, it should just be 2 of them. And even Fables, but Fables would be 4. But I'd be down with Fables and 4 of these type of omnibuses. I know Why the Last Man should have been 2 of these instead of 1 huge brick. I was like, oh my god, they totally dropped the ball on that one. That's why nobody bought it. But yeah, this one I heard is a little more adult oriented, outside of the DC universe, obviously. It's more grounded, more realistic. So yeah, I can't wait to check this one out. Another DC Black Label book. It's Hellblazer. Now it says John Constantine Hellblazer. So this book is back in like the 80s. So this, I don't think it says volume 1, does it? No, it doesn't say anything. It just says Omnibus, right? Oh no, yeah, it does. Volume 1. So yeah, I'm thinking they're gonna collect the whole series in omnibuses. I hear it's gonna be, I don't know, like 10 of them. It's a kind of long-running series. I'm vaguely familiar with Hellblazer. Again, this was on sale for like, I think $45 on Amazon. So at that price, I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and check it out, see how I like it. Swamp Thing is one of those characters that's hit and miss with me. I try to get into him, and sometimes I like the material, sometimes I don't. So I don't end up keeping it. I read it, sell it. Read it, sell it. I don't keep it to collect, right? He's not a character I like that much to take up shelf space. This one, John Constantine, I don't know. I'm going to read it, see what I think about it. It is 80s material, so it's the era that I read the most of, I guess. I mean, at this moment, because I read everything from the beginning and I don't go further than 80s. I don't like to start in the 70s and stuff like that, or 60s. So, you know what? I wasn't going to open it right now because it's sealed, but let's go ahead and crack it open. I'm kind of curious about this one. Let's dig into it real quick. Ooh, the binding it's really tight. I have to stretch it out. Here you see our character, John Constantine. Here's the cover. Oh shit! Come on, Amazon! Look at this. It's not the end of the world, but look at those are big bumps right there. There's nasty dents. I bought this I bought it in November, I believe, end of November, beginning of December. So I can't return it anyways, but it's not nothing too crazy. But yeah, it is very noticeable for sure. But I did get it at a great price, like I said. I think it was $45. Okay, so yeah, right here I noticed DC usually they give you virgin covers, right? But you do get a cover in between when one issue ends and the next issue starts, kind of like to separate chapters. But this one, look, it gives you the font. It gives you the title, the series, what issue number. So that's pretty cool. The other DC books don't do that. They just show you the picture. And another thing I noticed is they're using different paper on this. I have a few DC Omnis, and I don't think I have any with this type of paper. This is more like the type of paper you use in trade paperbacks, more than hardcovers. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. I wonder if that's the new route they're taking. So since it's this type of paper that's thinner, usually Marvel's the one with the thin. So I was kind of expecting, since it's not the glossy paper, I thought it'd maybe be lighter, the book. But it doesn't, let me see. Now, it doesn't feel lighter. It feels like a regular omnibus. Now, that Scalped, that one felt lighter. So I'm guessing that one's going to have different paper as well. So I guess this is the new paper that DC is going to start using in their omnibuses now. I do not have a problem with it. It's a little thinner. I just wish it would be lighter as well, like the book, but doesn't affect the art in any way, to me at least. For me, the paper would have to be really bad for me to really complain about it. Like in the Infinity Watch, if you guys have bought those trade paperbacks, you know what I'm talking about, those thick ones, those thick trade paperbacks. Oh man, that paper was terrible. It was like toilet paper. Like if I touched it with my thumb like this too long, I'll burn a hole through it. It was so thin. All right, so yeah, this is obviously supernatural stuff. Hellblazer is very closely intertwined with Swamp Thing, so I suspect they kind of have like a similar vibe. The books, like I said, Swamp Thing is hit and miss with me. I did like Scott Snyder's, and I did like Nancy Collins. So you know, there's a chance I'll really enjoy this. We'll see. He's not a character, Hellblazer. It's not a character that I would care to, unless he really wins me over, that I want to collect every omnibus, right? But it is, you know, it was raved about a lot when it got released like 2 months ago. So I was like, you know what, let me give it a read. A lot of people say it's great. Let me see. I do enjoy more grounded stories, more than your superhero, cosmic, end of the world stuff. So we'll see. And like I said, I do like some Swamp Thing. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, this guy from the previous Swamp Thing books. Yeah, this is a lot of supernatural, when I say ghosts, maybe like, well, you know, supernatural spells and voodoo and demons and whatever. So yeah, it looks kind of interesting. This one might be on my short list. I am kind of interested in knowing a little bit about this book because there was so much buzz around it. So I'm kind of like thinking this is probably gonna be good. We'll see. Again, love what they're doing now, showing the whole cover, the title and issue number. Very cool. Oh, now Hellblazer. Yeah, cool covers. They're doing the border thing now though, like Marvel, where they show the border. I wish they would have just showed the whole cover, right? The whole page. That's why it's a oversized paper, right? Okay, I think we flipped through enough of the pages, and hopefully I'll get to this in the next 2 months or so. But we'll see. Because even if I started earlier, I mean, it's an omnibus, so they take me about a month to finish. Because I juggle 2 omnibuses, and it takes me about a month to get done with them. Last book of the haul, Extreme X-Men Volume 2. So this has been on my wish list forever. I haven't got around to it because everybody says it's terrible, it sucks. So I didn't want to spend money on it quite yet. I was like, maybe it will eventually drop in price, right? To like $30 on the Ollie's and all those stores. Then it'll trickle down to eBay and Amazon. So I was just kind of waiting on that. I go, maybe in a year or whatever, it'll be cheap. And during the holidays, it dropped to $38. So I was like, hell yeah, that's kind of the price I was waiting for. So bought it at $38. I got this butt ugly cover. I do not like this dust jacket whatsoever, but it's $38. Can't complain. I was gonna get the other dust jacket, which was also on sale for, I think that one was $45. But I was like, I was considering getting the other dust jacket. Said I'll get it after work. I'm gonna order the book. By the time I got out of work, it was no longer available. And only this one was available. So I said, screw it, just buy this one while it's cheap. And later on that same day in the night, this one was no longer available either. I mean, come on, at $38, of course it was not going to be available, right? Crazy thing about that is that once the sale ended, like 2 days later, they were both back in stock, the both covers. So I don't think they went out of stock. What I think they did is they had in mind how many copies they wanted to sell that cheap. And once they met that number, they said, pull back, just say it's out of stock, do not sell the rest of them. And then we'll just put them back at the regular price, right? Because they probably didn't want to sell too many, right, at that cheap price, because they were obviously taking some type of loss at that price. So yeah, I'm not a fan of that cover, like I said. Here's the back, all the issues that are in it. This is just a 2-volume series. It's Chris Claremont back on X-Men. A lot of people, I guess, were stoked because it's the man himself. And, a lot of people, once they stop writing, when they try to come back to certain properties, they don't have it anymore, right? Like they've been so out of touch of what's been happening with the characters. They can't get back on track or play catch up. So that's kind of what I heard happens here. I don't know. I have not read it myself, but I do pretty much buy anything X-Men that's before 2010 because I do want to eventually read it all, right? So I know it's Long journey. Is gonna take forever to get there, but we will get there. So I do want to have them in hand. So yeah, guys, I'm totally stoked to get this one. Got a lot of good deals during December. So yeah, guys, let me know what you guys picked up. Let me know in the comment sections. You guys pick up anything on fire sale? And other than that, I just like to thank you guys for, taking some time out of your day to watch me show off the books I picked up last month. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit that like button. That goes a long way, boys and girls, because with this whole YouTube thing, you gotta hit that like button. It really helps for YouTube to know that people are watching the video, they're responding, they're enjoying it. So they could, they could expose it to other people's feeds and see if they like the videos, right? So if you could do me that favor, that would really help me out. And yeah, other than that, I'll just check you guys out next time.